Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the MMA game. It's your boy, the notorious Rasta Cameron Roget, and I'm coming to you live and direct from the studio. And you know, today we have to discuss the amazing event of UFC 300, and to bring in my special guest, my dude, my boy, my brother who's flying high because of Max Holloway, Ryan Cariss. Yo, Cariss, what's the word?
Hey, Cameron Roget. What's up, my dude, my homie, my guy, my Cam, Kevin Holland.
Man.
Yeah, we had a
homie.
UFC 300, and my lord, was it an absolute banger of a card, and Max came out victorious, as I said he was going to. Yes, sir.
Your boy came out on top.
Woo.
Cashing checks while he's added to $600K.
Oh, my.
Straight to the bank.
Oh, my.
Straight to the checking account. Must I say, he deserved every bit of it.
Yes.
Now, before we actually dive into 300, and we're going to take you guys from the early prelims all the way to the main card, we got to talk about some fights that got announced. And Cariss, I'm going to let you do the due diligence to tell us what fight is going to be taking place for the belt at UFC 302.
UFC 302. We're going to have Islam Makhachev versus Dustin the Diamond Poirier.
Man, if you had to say, Cam, who you gonna pick? This one sucks. This one sucks.
That's true. I'm sorry, I didn't even think of it like that. You're like, you don't want to choose either of them.
Who's Cam gonna pick here? I'll let you know when that gets closer. And there was also another fight that was announced.
On that card?
Now, it's not for a belt.
Nope.
No, it's not.
No,
it's against two people. One who had the belt. An American, a true American.
Yes.
And the other one is Mr. Secret something. Who is that?
Oh,
who is that?
We're going to talk about Sean Strickland versus Paulo Secret Juice Costa.
Oh, man. That's going to be a very good one. Very good one.
It will.
I don't know. I don't see. It's hard to tell. Hard to tell now who I think is going to be going to win that one. But because I think he deserves a rematch, I'm going to go Sean Strickland.
I am too. Actually, I'm going to go Sean Strickland on that one because I just think he's got a little bit more.
Yeah.
And he's got a little more riding on it because he knows he wants to get back to where he was because he feels he's cheated a little bit. So it's going to be a little different mentality.
But Paulo's good, though. That performance Paulo put on against Robert Whitaker was a very good one, even though he didn't get the win. So it's not going to be an easy test for our boy Sean.
That gave him confidence going into this next 100%. Fight that he did really well against him. So
100%.
That'll make it that much more juicy for us. So, yes.
And then, I know.
You want this one. Can I have the first one? You can have the second one?
Yeah, why not?
Alrighty, at UFC 303 on June 29th, 2024, International Fight Week, we got announced that Touchy Feely is going to be fighting Cub Swanson.
Yeah, good fight.
It is a good fight. It's a good little fight.
That's International Fight Week.
It is.
Right?
It is.
Because then there's another fight.
Hey. We've been waiting.
All I got to say, it's the return of the Mac Conor McGregor coming back at UFC 303, June 29th. It's in January, June 29th. Guys, he's back. My boy's back. Oh, my goodness. Oh, boy. Tell Joe Biden. Tell him it's a holiday. Conor is back.
It's a red panties holiday.
All you motherfuckers that doubted my boy, he's coming to show you guys what's up. Conor, Roadhouse, Juicy. Conor is coming, and best anybody that says Chandler's gonna win that fight, fuck you. It's all about Conor.
Oops.
I'm done. I'm done. Your boy's elated.
He got excited about this as I was excited about Max over the weekend. So, guys, I'm not surprised he just did that. So it's okay.
Oh, I've been holding that in. I've been holding it in because now, hey, it's every time you guys see me, I'm dropping the Conor line. It's gonna be very slight. It's gonna be very small. But until that Saturday comes and my boy's gonna be sleeping Chandler. Best believe.
And Chandler even put a post out there talking shit to everybody, being like, all you haters that have been telling me not to wait for this fight, it's here. It's happening. He's got it.
It's here.
Congratulations.
Don't get injured, bitch. Don't get injured.
Oh.
Don't get injured.
You just put it out in the world. Don't put it out there.
You better make it because I know my boy's making it all the way. We never pull out of fights.
At least we hope he's gonna make it.
We never pull out.
I know.
That's why I got 4 kids. Our name ain't Khabib. We don't pull out of fights. Name ain't Dustin. We don't pull out of fights. Done. As you guys can see, I'm very excited for that.
Oh, geez. Yeah, we've been waiting for 2 years.
As excited as to discuss with my boy that UFC 300 event. Now, we actually had the opportunity to watch it together. I had some boys over. We got to watch it. Shout out to the boys. And it was really, really fun. It was a good time. So shout out to everybody that made it.
It was a great time. Glad everyone showed up. It was good times.
And now we get to dive into that first fight. So the first fight, Cody Garbrandt versus Deiveson Figueiredo. Obviously, Deiveson won that by submission in the second round.
Yep.
And if you were to tell me he would have won by submission, I would have said, fuck, no way. No way, no how.
We were talking about it during the first round, being like, wait, why is he trying to go to the ground right now?
I thought for sure
what's
he was
happening?
going to get slept on.
Yeah.
I thought for sure. When I mean slept on, I thought somebody's going to get knocked out.
Yeah, one of the two is going to win this by a knockout. But no, it didn't even try to go like that. I think that Deiveson Figueiredo felt a little power from Cody. It was just like, we're automatically we're going to plan B immediately because he took him down.
Or he just knew Cody's ground game was just not apparent. Because it just looked like, bro, once Figgy went to the ground, it just looked, there was, again, when it comes to levels, there's levels, and Cody was nowhere near.
Right. When you're a wrestler versus a jiu-jitsu guy growing up, it's man, there's levels. There's levels. So but it was a fun fight to watch. It was entertaining to see him get there and do that. I know everybody wanted a knockout, just like us. We wanted a knockout in that fight too, and we wanted to see them go back and forth. I was saying to Cam that I wanted to see the old Cody that fought against Dominic Cruz, and we got that for a split second when he did his feet and he was pointing that little wave and everything, and then all of a sudden it's just like the tides changed.
He was trying.
He was.
But ain't stopping that Figgy train.
The problem is now, where does he go? I don't want to go down that road, but I'm just saying, like, this hurts Cody. This hurts him, I think.
You know what? I guess we got to see how some of these fight nights take place.
Okay.
And that's no disrespect to Cody. No. Absolutely not. But I just think for his next opponent, we're going to have to see how these fight nights take place. What I don't want for Cody is they give him, just for example, like a Peyton Talbot. Ooh. That's what I don't want, because then that's
one of the up and comers.
That's when you know it's time.
There's the door.
Right?
Right.
And not just that, he's going to be fighting against these new upcoming athletes who have a little bit, and when I mean athletes, new and complete MMA fighters who have a little bit more than, I guess, the older generations who maybe specialize in just certain areas. These new classes of guys who we're seeing come up, they're just so well-rounded in other arts too. Everything. They understand that they have to learn everything. Otherwise, you're not going to make it in the UFC. After seeing this fight with Cody, that's what scares me.
Because Cody's a little bit of an older generation. A little bit, right? Even though he's the new generation, he's still a little bit older, and therefore he relies on his hands. And he relies on his wrestling to do it, but he doesn't have the jiu-jitsu game, which...
And seeing Figgy now, right? And I love Figgy's call-out of Sean O'Malley. I think that was great with Sean in attendance as well. And I think he's a guy that could probably give Sean some problems standing on the feet. And now that we've seen him on the ground, ooh, I like.
Another game.
But I think he still needs a couple more fights.
I say at least one, maybe two.
I'd go two.
Okay.
I'd say
two. It depends on who he fights in the one. Maybe I'll just say it like that. Depends on who he fights in that one, but I would say most likely say two.
Yeah.
Your second fight, if you win the next fight, then you get this fight after that, but that fight is then the number one contender fight potentially.
Yeah, maybe.
Right?
Maybe.
Give him that opportunity.
Maybe, yeah. I guess for him too, we got to see how some of these bigger fight nights take place. Right? Because you know how big those are.
Yeah.
Next, we had Bobby Green against Jim Miller. Bobby Green wins that by unanimous decision, and I don't think anybody would disagree with that, because unfortunately for Jim Miller, he got his ASS beat. 26 stitches. 26. Bottom and top.
I saw a post that he did, and he said everything's all good. It's beautiful, whatnot. He's pleased or blessed that he was able to fight on UFC 300, 100, 200, 300. But he got his ass kicked.
Yeah, it was rough to watch, because I mean, I think there's a lot of respect in the game for Jim Miller.
Oh yeah.
Especially, I'm just going to use this example, him fighting on 100, 200, and now 300, right? There's a lot of respect for that.
He's just a great dude all around.
But seeing him get beat up like that by Bobby Green, fuck me, bro. Again, it just kind of shows you, like, Bobby Green is still one of those guys.
He is.
He's still one of those fucking guys.
And he's coming off 2 knockouts, too.
Two bad knockouts. It wasn't even like there's 2 bad ones. So shout out to Bobby Green. I don't know what they do with him either, though. That's where it's another weird one. I don't know what they do with Jim Miller now. Weird one.
Bobby Green's a little more of a crowd pleaser fighter. I don't know if he's trying to go for the belt or not, but as long as you put him in some entertaining fights, we're down to see it.
Like, I mean, I'd be down if Bobby's just like, fuck it, I'm trying to get BMF.
Okay. Ooh,
Okay.
okay.
I'm cool with that.
Okay.
I'm cool with that.
I'm good with that.
You don't need a belt. You can go for the BMF.
You'll
though.
get your ass kicked if you get this, though.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
I think that's the international sign of stay away.
Yes. There was a post that somebody said, if anybody sees this ever again, they're just going to be like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm staying away from that. But we'll talk about that later. Yes, we will. Yes,
And then after that, we had Jessica Andrade against Marina Rodriguez, and that was a split decision victory for Jessica Andrade. Good fight.
Good little fight.
Good
little fight.
I think it was a good, like, hear me out. It wasn't like the barn burners that I think everybody was expecting,
No.
but I think for what the fight gave us, two good, well-rounded fighters battling it out,
right.
that leads into this next fight, which I think carried a lot of weight. Good. It was good for where it was placed. Jessica Andrade looked good, man. She really looked good.
She did.
Her hands, obviously, are the point. Her chin, for me, is what stood out.
She was able to take Marina's shots.
A lot of
right?
A lot.
And then still continue to move forward and get in her face and try to take her down and do
and
those
it showed
things.
me a kink in Marina's, in her armor, because every time Jessica would eat in and step forward, Marina just looked so unsure of herself. And then the ground game, throwing that in there, it was just so many things I didn't expect to see in Marina's game, and Jessica brought it out, which is, that's what we call a true champion, and she's the next champ. She showed, the holes in somebody's game.
Yeah, I like how you said she's unsure of herself, because you could see during round 1 and partly through round 2, she was in the fight, meaning like, okay, cool, I'm doing well. And then all of a sudden she started to be like, damn, I keep hitting this chick and she just keeps coming at me. Like, she just won't stop. I keep hitting her with all my good stuff, my 1-2s, and getting out of the way and circling. But guess what? She's right here in my face, like that little dog that just won't go away. Yep, and just hit her again.
Crazy.
So well done to Andrade. Hey, by the way, she was my pick from the hat, so I won again. Again.
Yeah, and I picked Jim Miller and I fucking lost. Thanks, Jim.
Yep.
But at least on my bets, killed it for 300.
Oh, dude,
fucking killed it.
I think we should we had Davison Figueiredo winning that fight.
100%.
Right? Then the second fight, we had Jim Miller versus Bobby Green. I had Bobby Green.
I picked Bobby.
But you picked Bobby
Green
to win, yeah. But from the hat, you had that. Third fight, I had Marina. I know we didn't have Andrade.
We didn't have Andrade.
But I had her picked from the hat, so therefore I still get a win, even though I was going for Marina. Yeah. See? When it goes well for him, he's good with it. But when it goes well for me, he's like,
I don't know if that works.
See?
Can't take this guy to bet in Vegas.
No, geez. Moving on.
Leading into the main event on the early prelims, we had Renato Moicano against Jalen Turner, and Renato Moicano gets it done by knockout, TKO, second round, and Jalen Turner fucked up.
He did. I'll let you say it. He did. He allowed this to go to the ground and be able to have Moicano just be in his dominant position.
You dropped him in the first round.
Oh.
Don't walk off.
No, it's not. He wanted his $300,000 walk-off drop.
Bro.
No, you finished that.
You needed to
jump on top.
You needed to annihilate.
Yeah.
As soon as again, $300K, and I kept saying this all night.
Yeah, you kept going after
I said $300K. You need to annihilate your fucking opponent.
Yeah.
You're trying to get that money. You need to annihilate.
You need to be pulled off of him. That's how bad this needs to be.
And Jalen, you didn't. You let him off the hook. You gave him an extra lifeline.
You did.
And Renato Moicano, I'm telling you, ever since he changed his persona, he showed you a little bit more of his personality. He's different, and it showed in this fight.
Yeah.
Look how it went. Look how he got it done. He deserves it. I told y'all, it hurt me to go against Jalen Turner.
Yes.
But I know I picked the right guy.
I know.
Because Moicano's a fucking problem.
Oh, he is. Who's he getting next? I don't even know.
I like this call out. Patty the fucking baddie.
Oh, that's true.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Why not? Patty needs it.
Top 15.
Patty needs it.
He's right there in top 15.
Yeah, it'd
be good just for the fans, right? It'd be a good fight.
I mean, at that day, you're gonna find out who is the UFC gonna be more aligned with now. Do we want Patty, which I probably think they probably want a little bit more Patty.
They will.
Or do you want Moicano? The cool thing is, on the ground, it's gonna be pretty even. It's gonna be pretty even, and it's gonna have to be on the feet. Where I think Moicano is a little. I'm not sold on him yet on the feet.
Right.
And Patty, I'm definitely not sold on the feet where he keeps his chin. So imagine now, like, you get both these guys working on their stand up, and now you have that fight.
It's still going to the ground though.
I don't know. I don't know. I think Patty gets touched a little early and he's dropped.
Ooh, and then Moicano gets on top of him and chokes him.
No, I think he just ends it on the fucking feet. I think he beats the
Okay.
shit out of him.
I'm good with that actually.
I know you
Jeez.
are.
And then Moicano gets on the mic afterwards and does exactly what he just did at UFC 300.
Give me the money.
Yeah, give me the money. Money, Moicano. Good fight.
Good money.
Very entertaining.
Very good fight. So that was the early prelims. Now we're moving into the fucking prelims. And check this out. The first fight on the prelims, you had Diego Lopez against Sadiq Youssef.
Yes.
And Diego Lopez wins that fight. First round KO TKO.
Mm-hmm.
The kid's good.
Told you.
He's
Told
good.
you. We
He's
said
good.
it.
He's good.
We said it.
He's good.
Watch this
and
kid.
I saw some people giving Youssef shit.
Why?
Youssef's good, bro.
Youssef's good. He just got beat up by a dude that was
way
much
better.
Yeah.
Way, but not just better. Way better. Diego, sky's the limit for the guy.
Yeah.
Sky's the limit, and the UFC loves it.
Yeah, and Dana White said he's going to take care of him, even though he didn't get the bonus of 300. He was one of the people that they're actually going to bonus out also because he got a finish.
Yeah, well,
so I'm happy about that.
I mean, he's fighting in the spear, calling it now.
Yeah, he is.
He's fighting in the spear.
He's fighting with Alexa Grasso in the spear.
Calling it.
Yeah.
They're teammates.
Yeah.
Why not?
And he's on the
Do
main
it.
card.
Fucking do it.
Main card. He's on the pay-per-view card on that one. Good for him.
After that, we had Kayla Harrison against Holly Holm, and Kayla Harrison gets it done by submission in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this was cool because a lot of
Sure
people
was.
at my gathering, they did not really know who she was. And I kind of told them, plain and simple, I was like, look, she's like Ronda 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
Better. She's
Exactly
better in
what I
all
said.
areas.
Yeah.
Better than all areas. Watch her. And she definitely, thank you, Kayla.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you
And
for
like
the win.
I said before,
Thank you for
there's
the win.
pressure on her to perform.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with the pressure, with the circumstances, she performed amazingly.
She did.
And her call out is perfect. She
Mhm.
does deserve a title
She
shot.
does. She does.
That's it.
And Raquel Pennington injured.
That's it.
Right? You didn't hear that?
When did she get injured?
Yeah, you didn't hear that?
When?
Yeah,
Hey, I'm
she
just saying.
quickly got injured.
I'm just saying, guys,
She-
look,
All of a
Can't-
sudden, I'm injured.
fear of God. The fear.
All of a sudden, I'm injured.
How is Raquel? She was talking all that shit.
I heard. I did. All of a sudden, she was injured.
She's
That's
injured
just. It
now,
just
huh?
all of a sudden ended up
Interesting.
like that.
Interesting.
But another good one would be Juliana Pena because I would love to see Juliana Pena get her
Yeah.
ass beat. Get
Yeah.
her ass beat for the interim title while Raquel Pennington's hurt. So therefore, Kayla can then have
Well,
the interim title and then be able to fight her and then round
to
it
me,
out.
the best one would have been, and she didn't do it, was Amanda Nunes. That was her moment. I don't know if you guys saw Amanda's social media. She showed herself at the TV while Kayla's doing the interview. And she's pointing to her ear. She's waiting
for him to say.
waiting for her to say the name.
Didn't hear
She
it.
doesn't say it at all.
I didn't see that. That's good. I'm glad
Yeah,
you saw that. I
bro.
did not see
Yeah.
that one.
And for
Ooh.
me, I would have looked because I mean, who doesn't miss Amanda Nunes?
Yeah.
Who does not miss seeing her
If you
fight?
don't miss her, you're not a real UFC
This
fan.
guy does.
I miss her
I
every
miss her.
day.
And so for Kayla to come in from the outside, right? Bellator fighter coming in, or PFL fighter, I'm sorry. PFL fighter coming in and calling out the UFC's GOAT.
Right.
Come on.
I'm here now. Won't you come,
And I
won't
know
you come
Amanda
back?
would take that too.
She would.
Because she would be like,
She
oh,
would.
fuck you.
She's
I'm
already
coming."
itching. Yeah. She's already
Come
itching to come back. And now to have that
Come
reason or
on,
excuse to come back and beat her ass. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if she does get Amanda, I'd be really, really happy. I'd prefer that than over a title fight, actually.
Yes.
Not going to lie.
Yeah.
But
UFC 303.
if we don't get that, then I think it's got to be Pena. It's got to be fucking
UFC
Pena.
303.
It's got to be Pena. That'd be
That'd
juicy.
be-
And
that'd
actually, Kayla does want that same card as Connor.
I know. That'd be great.
I
That'd be
wonder
good.
why.
So any one of those would be good actually. So as
Yeah.
long as it can get set up, put it at UFC 303. That'd be the best women's title fight during that time.
I hate doing this, but what do we do with Holly now?
I've said it for the last 2 times that the door is right there. Even though you're in the game and you're
Oof.
doing decent, and
Oof.
I just don't see you leveling up anymore.
Yeah.
There's where it comes to, right? And I've told you for the last 3 fights now, when she paces in her corner, she doesn't have that same pop in her corner. It's more of like
Yeah.
I got to turn now. Oh shit, I got to turn this way. So the age is slowing down. And guys, I just know
Badly.
this from experience. So
Badly.
therefore, it just slows you down, unfortunately, and therefore you're not going to be able to hang with these guys that are 100% into it and in their prime.
Yeah.
Right? Just look at it like that.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything from Holly like post fight, which
Nothing.
I'd be very interested in, just
Mhm.
because I just want to know her thought part. Like, what did she think about being in the octagon with Kayla?
How'd she feel?
Is she really that
Right.
fearsome of a competitor?
Mhm. She got-
Because dude, I mean, Holly, with all the respect, like she's fucking amazing. Like
She's-
she's the one that. But when she fought Ronda, I already said that's a problem for Ronda with the stand up.
Yeah.
And seeing the way she got dominated in this fight, it was kind of like, oh shit.
Yeah, I know.
She really, it is really the changing of the guards, kind of unfortunate. After that, in the co-main on the prelims, we had Aljamain Sterling against Calvin Kattar, and that was a win, unanimous decision for Aljamain Sterling. Now, Aljo, I'm just gonna say this, and then I'll let Cariss fucking take over.
For what?
You got an amazing pop. Amazing pop at the fucking press conference.
He did actually, didn't he?
Right?
He got a good
amazing
one.
pop. People, starting to come back and appreciate
surprised.
who the fuck you are.
Right.
You come in the UFC 300K on the line and you perform like that? Now, no discredit. I get it. You're a ground guy. You maybe not have strong hands like Kattar, but we came to see somebody hit the fucking floor.
Yes.
And you didn't give us that.
None of it.
Now,
Not even a
know
glimpse
you're
of
probably upset because people are fucking booing. Right? But you got to understand. You got to understand, bro. You got to understand. Look at all the fights we just had, and then it came to you, and that's the performance you gave us.
Yeah.
Of course you're going to feel some type of way. And Aljo, I like you, bro. I fucking like
he likes you.
But when you perform like that, it's hard for me to have you back, bro. I can only take so much, and you ain't Conor.
No.
So all I'm gonna say is, bro, the next fight, just give us something. Either choke a motherfucker out or something.
Right. Or get knocked out yourself. Right.
Ooh.
Get knocked out yourself. I think you got a little bit more love because you got knocked out by Sugar Sean.
Ooh.
Like,
Ooh.
do something.
Ooh.
Something.
Ooh. But it's a good win for you, Aljo. Moving up in weight. It's a good win. I hope you build onto the next
Same
one.
here. It was such a bad. This is the only thing I have. It was such a bad fight. I don't want to call it bad because it wasn't bad. It was just not the entertainment that everybody was wanting for UFC 300, especially knowing that 300K was on the line.
Yeah, bro.
Right, for you to do that, and then all of a sudden Joe Rogan decides not even to go into the cage afterwards to give you an interview. Moving on.
In the main event on the prelims, we had Yuri Prochazka against Alexander Rakic, and Yuri Prochazka wins round 2. KO TKO.
Yeah.
And if I told y'all,
You sure did.
I told you so.
You sure did. You sure did.
Guys, there's and I know we talked about this and I want to say off air, but before the event, I think it was maybe Friday night.
Yeah.
Saturday night. No, Friday night. Friday night. There was a video that got released on social media of Yuri Prochazka outside the T-Mobile Arena, very late, by himself, pacing.
Yeah.
Just looking at the arena, pacing. And I saw that. And there's videos of fans like maybe deciding if they should go up to him. People record. When I saw the video, I said, man, here's the thing. This is a guy that he's realized that a lot of people have maybe turned on him because they think that, since his loss to Pereira, that, he's not the guy that who he used to be.
Right.
There's this now fake samurai talk, right? That Rakic fucking started. But there's one thing that I've always respected with Yuri, and he is a true fucking warrior with whatever he's just a fucking warrior. And when I saw that, I said, oh shit, he's going back now. He's going back to where he made a name for himself. He's going back to that little mind space. Remember, he's also the guy that locked himself in a room for I don't know how
3
long.
days.
Right, 3 days.
No water.
Just to, recalibrate the brain.
Yeah.
It's a very powerful tool, that thing.
In the dark too, or something like that.
And when I said, okay, he's recalculating something. Something, he's retooling something. And that performance that he put on, man.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was great.
Wow.
Right?
Warrior.
He didn't Rakic wasn't able to look like Ratchet was able to look because he did what he did.
Bro.
Right? Yuri just did what he needed to do in order to be able to take out Rakic. I'm like, yeah, I wasn't expecting that from Yuri.
No,
I know you were, but I just wasn't expecting that because I thought Rakic was going to be able to be a little more dominant in certain areas, and he just wasn't.
Well, I'm looking at the leg kicks, and he keeps walking forward. Does it hurt? 100%.
He switched multiple times, but he kept going forward.
He would get hit in the face. He's coming forward.
Yeah.
So it gave the impression that no matter what you're going to do, no matter how hard you're going to hit me, no matter if my leg is compromised, I'm still coming forward. And I think that maybe just wilted Rakic a little bit. and he got ended how it ended.
It was almost like the Andrade, where Andrade just kept coming and kept coming and kept coming. Yuri just kept coming at him, just like, no, I'm not going to let you get comfortable, and I'm going to take you out. And that's exactly what he did. It was entertaining
to a T.
Yeah.
To a T. So shout out to Yuri, bro. Yuri, and we'll talk probably a little bit about you a little bit later when we talk about the main event.
Right.
Now, starting off in the main card.
Yes.
Ooh, here we go. This is main card.
Pay-per-view.
We have Bo Nickal against Cody Brundage. Bo Nickal gets that done by submission in round 2, and he went like this.
Yep.
How would you rate his performance?
For him, out of 10, I would probably give him a 6.5 out of 10, right? Right around there, because he even said it himself in an interview, being like, I wasn't on tonight. I didn't give my best performance. I didn't be able to do these things. And that simply comes down to his now opponent, right? He's now starting to get the guys that are going to be potentially in the top 20.
Yeah, they're better.
They're better. So therefore, they're going to be able to control him in certain areas, or be able to stuff him in certain areas. And that was his first time he went against a wrestler. The wrestler was able to manipulate and do some things that he was able to do to others much easier. And he wasn't able to do it to Cody Brundage. So therefore, it was a completely different fight. This is the first time he went into round number 2. Still got the finish, which is good. But he even said in himself that he's not, he wasn't his same self tonight, which is good, which is promising a little bit, but just a little bit. Okay, it's 300.
Yeah,
you need to be locked in 9 out of 10.
I think with Bo, I think putting him on the first fight was good. We got to see. He got to see for himself what it is going to be like being on the main card. But I think the opponent gave him some problems.
Yeah.
Cody gave him some problems. Right. Now you're going to have a whole locker room of guys looking at the kinks in Bo's armor. And we're going to see here's the thing. His next fight is going to be his biggest fight.
Yeah.
Because now people have seen kinks.
Yes.
So his next fight is going to be his biggest fight. Who do you have for him next?
Who do I have from? I don't know if I have any from the next. He's got to get a top 15 guy. Wasn't he saying that he wants, who's number 12? Did he say he wanted somebody?
Not too sure.
Okay. The one thing that Fred and I were talking about during the fight was every time that he'd throw that overhand right, his head would go down in the same exact position every single time. So, kind of like Gaethje, we'll talk about a little bit later, he put his head in the same spot. Somebody's going to catch him with the knee. Somebody's going to catch him with the foot in the future, because they're going to look at tape and they're going to be like, oh, he continually does that over and over and over. So don't be surprised if one of these upper tier guys realizes that and then takes him out by throwing a knee or throwing a kick or being able to capitalize on him doing that. Because I've seen it multiple times now. That's not the first. I've seen it for a couple fights. And I'm a blue chip Bo Nickal fan, guys. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen. But that's most likely what can happen.
Okay. Yeah.
Who would you give him? Do we have anybody? Should we pull it up real quick just to see?
In the lightweight division?
Right. No, it's actually the middleweight division, right? 185.
Is it middleweight?
Yeah.
Because I know he's very spot on Hamza, but Hamza just got booked.
Yes. Yeah.
So if we're looking at middleweight, top 15, there's really
Yeah, he saw somebody. Who do you got?
Yeah.
Sorry. I saw that one. Sorry. This is the one that I saw was Anthony Fluffy Hernandez.
No.
That was the one that people were saying that potentially he's number 12.
No.
Why do you say no?
No, because there's somebody else.
Okay. Who do you got?
It depends on what weight he wants to do it at, but Paul Craig.
Ooh.
Paul Craig.
Well, Paul Craig's at 185 now because he did drop down.
Paul Craig. Well, he could always come back down. Like, he could always move back. Oh, no, he's at this weight
class. He's
185.
Yeah. He was 205, and he moved down because the guys are just too big. Johnny Walker.
I think Paul Craig would be perfect.
What number?
Paul Craig is 13.
Ooh. Okay.
I think Paul Craig would be perfect.
I think Paul Craig's a better fight than Fluffy. I think Fluffy could actually.
I think Fluffy would end him.
Hurt him. Yeah.
I think Fluffy can end him. Right? But Paul Craig would be good because we know Paul Craig's really good on the ground.
Yeah.
Really, really good on the ground.
So it's going to be jiu-jitsu versus wrestling.
There, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see Bo work.
Let's see your game.
Let's see Bo work.
Mm-hmm.
Because now we're going to find out how can he get out of those situations? Is he going to be able to handle the jiu-jitsu guy that is very experienced like Paul Craig?
Black belt jiu-jitsu like Paul Craig?
I mean, come on. That would be that to me. That's an easy.
I like that one. I was literally when they said Fluffy, I looked at it and I was like, "Ooh, that's not the greatest fight for him." Like I think Fluffy might get you, bro.
Yeah, he might get.
I think he might. Fluffy's that guy that just keeps going forward and forward and forward. Like, ugh.
But we shall see. After that fight, we had Arman Tsarukyan against Charles Oliveira. Arman gets it done by split decision. Now, this fight was hard to score.
It was.
Like, really hard to score.
It was.
For me, personally, I gave Oliveira 1. Arman 2 and 3.
Yep. I actually had the same exact thing.
But two, like it was fucking.
But it was
hard,
close
bro.
to 2 and
Yeah,
3.
bro.
Yeah.
It was tight.
And I think the only reason why it was more towards Arman is because he was on top and he was dictating the fight a little bit. And that's why Charles Oliveira, sometimes when you take the ground and you take your back, even though you're very defensive and offensively good on your back, like the judges don't look at it like that. They look at you being on bottom while that guy's on top.
Yeah.
So,
and I think now Arman's in a weird place just because they announced that Poirier fight for the belt, right?
Yep.
So either I don't know if he waits. I don't know if he fights somebody else in between.
mm-hmm.
Do I think he's next in line for the belt? I'm gonna have to say yes.
It's such a deep lightweight division, though. So you never know. They could throw somebody.
Say yes because if you look at the other guys who are ahead of him, right? And I'm gonna just pull up some of the names here just so you can see a little bit of my thinking on it because I feel like it's just the same guys in that same window. Right? So champions Islam. Number 1, Charles. He just lost.
Yep.
Justin Gaethje.
Just lost.
Yeah. Dustin Poirier. He's getting his shot.
Title.
Arman's 4.
He's 4.
Arman's
so
4.
pretty much he gets. Who's 5? Who's 5?
5. Gamrot. Not happening.
Not happening.
Chandler. Not happening.
He's already with.
Benil Dariush.
Not
happening.
Yeah.
Fizev.
Not happening.
Dan Hooker.
Not happening.
Jalen, you see, the lower you go, it's guys who are further away from the belt.
Okay, so he needs to rest. He needs to take his time, recuperate on whatever injuries potentially he has.
He's just got to do the Chandler, just sit.
Yeah, just sit and wait, and then he's got to say, "I have the winner of the Islam and Dustin Poirier." He's got to be vocal about it, every single day.
Because
talking shit
honest,
to Dustin, talking shit to Islam.
Islam has not defended his belt against a true lightweight.
No, and now Dustin's going to come in.
So we need to see that get done. But dude, first off, I told you about Arman. Told you about Arman.
You did.
Told
You did. Yeah, I admit it. I admit it, but at the same time, you know that Charles could have taken that. You saw that guillotine that was stuck in there.
Yeah, but you know that little fist.
That little you saw it.
Little breathing.
And guys, I was the one that was saying during it, he's getting out. He's getting out. Before everyone else said, I was like, "Oh, dude, he's getting out."
You
just saw that little.
You got to ride the wave. You got to ride.
Just that little tininess, and he just finally just popped his head out under, and everyone's like, "Oh shit, he did get out." I was like, "Yeah, he's coming out."
But I mean, it's a long wave.
Yeah.
You just got to ride it.
And you saw his eyes all glossed and everything in red. His face was red. He was about to go out. About to. Yeah.
Now the fight that I know my boy wants to discuss probably more than any fight on the card. Max Holloway against Justin Gaethje. Max gets it done. TKO round 5. Or
no,
KO. I'm going to say KO.
KO.
KO. Actually,
so if somebody put that as a TKO, fuck them. That's not a TKO.
Death sentence.
Life death sentence round on 5. That one. 1 second left in the fight. Jeez.
You were able to witness that with a bunch of fans of the sport. How would you recreate that moment in words?
How would I recreate that moment in words? So we're sitting there watching the fight, and all of us, except for this guy, are pulling for Max Holloway during the time. Everyone's yelling, being back and forth. Granted, all of us are concerned because we know Justin Gaethje's an absolute beast, and he's going to start kicking those legs. And you saw Max Holloway's leg, how it was 3D, like Dana White said, how big it was at the end of the fight. And he's shocked that he even was able to walk on it afterwards and be able to do those things. But everybody was pulling for Max Holloway. Everybody was screaming and yelling. And everybody thought that during the third round, oh, Max has this, Max has this. And guess what I said? I was like, wait, guys, we got another 2 rounds here. This is Justin Gaethje.
Yeah,
and Justin Gaethje dropped him in round number 4. And everybody got scared for a split second and was just like, oh, this is not a good thing.
Happy.
Yeah. He was the only one standing up and cheering. That hurt my feeling. That one hurt my feelings a little bit. I don't care that you were going for him, but when you started yelling for him during the fight, I was like, come on, bro, just fake it and tell me that you want Max to win. But now you're going to go Max. So anyway, this was probably my feeling towards this, and I've been thinking about it the last couple of days. This was one of those proud, happy dad moments in life to where you
not the drink.
That's kind of why I said it. Yeah, not the drink, but that's kind of why I say it like that, because I was so elated and so stoked and just so happy for my guy to do exactly what he needed to do, and in the fashion that he did it, where he used his hands, said, here, come to the center of the octagon with me, and we're going to throw and we're going to bang exactly like he did with Ricardo Lamas, and everybody got to see it. And he's jumped levels of stardom. I think he jumped above Sugar Sean O'Malley, to be quite honest with you, because of this. And now his future is just even brighter, because he could do BMF. He could do lightweight title. He could even do featherweight title. You really don't know. And we could even do a Conor McGregor red panties night.
Yeah, 100%.
Right?
I think that's
all of those things.
That's all on the table. Amazing performance by Max. And I've said this, the balls for the last 10 seconds to invite a guy like Gaethje to come just throw with you.
The most dominant hitter in the division or in the UFC.
Of the octagon when you're winning the fight.
Yeah.
Balls.
Yeah.
Now, flatline Gaethje like he did, something I would have never in a million years thought I'd ever see.
No.
Left me like shook. I mean, I probably watched the fight like 6 fucking times.
So just so everyone knows, when it actually happened, I started jumping up, screaming, just yelling along with everyone else around me. And I literally like jumped around the table for a second. And then guess who's just sitting there just staring?
Shocked.
Just like with his hands in his face, just staring at the screen, being like, what is like, and literally like a minute went by and I was still jumping. I actually went over to him and jumped on top of him and started shaking him. And that's when he started actually like waking up like, oh, like everybody started doing it along with it. And you got happy a little bit. You did. Don't lie because of the situation and the scenario.
I
loved
love those kind of moments.
Oh yeah.
I live for those fucking moments.
Dana, like I said, I sell holy shit moments. And that was the biggest holy shit moment in the entire UFC history.
I mean, I think that's why
UFC.
we all said this was the people's main event because we knew this could happen. Now, to Max, I think, the fear that you put in Ilia Topuria after that, like, I think it's a you have to take that fight next. You have to take that fight.
You have to
now,
call him out and say,
Ilia,
come to Spain.
I don't know if maybe you didn't know the cameras are on you. I don't know if you fucking just were caught, bro. But the look he looked at, and when the camera panned, he looked scared, bro. Like he looked like, fuck, I don't want any of that.
Yeah. They asked they asked Blessed that question afterwards. Like, did you see how Ilia Topuria reacted when they showed him during it? He was like, you know what? I don't know his personality. I don't know who he is. Maybe he's just taking it in, all of it, and then they just caught him at the wrong time. Like he maybe wasn't ready for it. But the look in his face, which all of us looked at, was like, no, I don't want any piece.
Yeah, it didn't look like, it just looked like the guy wanted no fucking piece.
Not at all. Not at all. And typically guys are like, I'm next, like I got this. And he didn't want any of that.
So for Max, I think the sky's the fucking limit. He now for Gaethje, this is where I'm a little worried. I don't know what we do with Gaethje now.
Right.
I think
devastating.
Gaethje takes some time, and I told this to Cariss off air, but I just feel like it's a full circle moment for Gaethje because hear me out. It's the same thing he did to Tony Ferguson. Same thing, right? And ever since that fight, we could all agree that Tony Ferguson has never been the same.
Nope.
My fear is could have the same effects on Gaethje.
He's gonna have that mentality break.
It could have the same effect on Gaethje, and I don't want that for a guy like Gaethje because I absolutely adore him. I love watching him fucking fight.
Same here.
So I hope he takes time to recover, not rush it. Take your time, enjoy your time with your family, and come back stronger than that we got to see.
Come back to Justin Gaethje that we know is the Justin Gaethje. Don't allow this fight to dictate your future, right? Just don't, because that's just one out of how many fights have you had? Like, it's okay. It's okay. One thing that I was very impressed with Max was when we were watching the fight that he was so much faster than Justin Gaethje.
Yeah, I mean,
his footwork, his hands, his in and out, his timing of Justin kicking him. Even though he still got kicked, he was able to defend and get out of the way for multiple ones. He even said in the post-fight press conference, man, I got hurt just from his wind passing me on his punches. Like, that's how hard that dude hits. And to have the balls to stand there for the last 10 seconds and just throw down and almost get caught himself.
I think I got to give his team credit for the homework that they did on Gaethje. Because you could tell that they studied Gaethje's mannerisms, Gaethje's escape plans when he's throwing punches. And fuck, dude, that spinning kick that broke Gaethje's nose. I think that was the first problem that Gaethje did not expect. That I think Trevor knew that was going to be a problem with him breaking his nose. Right. Because I don't know if you guys know, Gaethje recently, not like recent, but he did have surgery to fix his nose with the breathing. And the first thing he says right after to Trevor is, I can't fucking breathe. That's a problem for and I'm sure in his head, he's like, fuck, dude, I thought we were over this. Now I got to deal with this problem again.
And Trevor Whitman yelled out, don't blow your nose. Don't blow your nose. I didn't hear that. But Max Holloway actually said that he heard Trevor Whitman yell out, don't blow your nose. And Max like, oh, so he must have a busted nose. Right? So the fight changed from there.
Yeah, bro. It was good. It was sick, bro.
Oh.
So I want to give a shout out to both those guys.
Thank you
Gaethje
for that
and
fight.
Fucking Holloway. Yeah, thank you. And I'm never betting against Holloway again.
Thank you. Except for when you, except for if there is the BMF with Blessed and Connor. I will allow you to go against him on that one, just for the simple fact that's your guy versus my guy.
It's not happening, so it's fine. When it happens, then the tune will be different.
But if it did happen, I'm okay with that. It's probably the only one that I'm okay with these days. But you're like, no, I'm not going against Max again.
I'll never go against Connor.
No. Just like I never went against Max.
Yeah.
And the question was, who's actually pulling for Max? And I was the one person that raised my hand. Like, I am. I knew that would happen. Not that exactly, but I had the thought that it could.
Fuck, bro. Crazy. And I love everybody's reaction to that too.
Yeah.
Everybody's from the celebrities to the MMA fighters. Amazing.
Dana White even posted on his own Instagram just for the fact that that's how big it was.
$600K to that man.
Yeah. Performance and fight of the night.
Deserved it.
Yeah.
Deserved it. And I know he's going to share the wealth very, very openly with all the people affected in the fires from Hawaii. Shout out to the shirt that you're wearing.
Exactly.
Next, in the co-main event on UFC 300, we had Zhang Weili against Xiaonan, and we do not have a new champion.
No.
Zhang Weili wins unanimous decision, and yeah, she did it.
Right.
I mean, I thought it ended in the first round. So Xiaonan was very lucky to be woken up by the cut man with a new technique that I just fucking learned. Fucking hold somebody's nose and
just push on it and it wakes you up.
Yes, they wake up. So now I know that I'm going to be using that for my friends when we decide to fight.
We do some jiu-jitsu and we test a new move on you.
She did what a champion does. She gets the job fucking done, bro.
Yeah, I had her winning round 1, round 4, and round 5. Is that what you had?
Yes.
I think.
Yes,
okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Round 2 and round 3 were a little nervous
dicey.
there for a second there. Yeah. Xiaonan, you never know. You never know.
She got it done. And I think for her, a fight in China is, it's warranted. She needs that. Yeah. I think that'd be really cool for her to go to fight in China. Right. I don't know who she's going to fight against. If I were to look at that division. But yeah, let's look at it. Why not? Okay. Let me pull up the rankings here on my phone. I went to the wrong spot. That tends to happen sometimes. No. I got rid of that one. There it is. So we have Tatiana Suarez, who's number 2.
Ooh, okay.
Amanda Lemos, who's number 3. And Jessica Andrade, who's actually number 4.
Okay.
I'm just going to... Actually, I'll say number 5 is Virna Yandiroba.
Okay.
So...
maybe Tatiana Suarez, even though she's coming off of an injury.
I think that's the only one you could do it because she's undefeated. Why not?
The other one's Andrade, potentially.
Andrade is number 4 behind Amanda Lemos.
And Lemos is coming off of a loss.
Yeah.
I think. Okay.
No, she's beating Mackenzie Dern.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
She beat Mackenzie Dern.
That was the last one, wasn't it? Okay.
So, I mean, it's either one of those two. Amanda Lemos, you'd probably give it to her because based on activity, because she's been more active than Tatiana Suarez. But actually, there's 2 ways you can go about this. If you give the title shot to Tatiana Suarez, then you should do Amanda Lemos against Jessica Andrade
for the number one
contender.
Okay.
I feel like they fought already. Or you could give it to Amanda Lemos, and then you do number 1 contender Tatiana Suarez
versus
Jessica
Andrade.
That's probably, I would say, a little bit more likely to happen.
Good little play out that way. Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. I forget who Tatiana Suarez is coming off of the injury from. Because that was the one that was going
to be a big fight.
We were at the UFC Apex and we saw her in the back and she was limping. And I said, dude, she's limping. And then all of a sudden she pulled out of the fight like the very next week. So she had got injured and I forget who it was.
That was going to be a big fight and it got canceled.
It was.
That's
the only reason why I bring it up.
But here's this. She's fought Jessica Andrade, who was her last fight, and she beat her by submission.
So yeah, she needs the title fight then.
Or Lemos. Why not just do her and Lemos, and then the winner just fights Weili in China?
There you go. Give Weili a little bit of a break.
Yeah,
right.
She deserves
and then UFC can also
5 rounds.
Yeah, and UFC can then set up the China, right? Give them a little bit of time. Don't allow it to just be like a couple weeks from now or a month from now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Okay. So we got some options.
Nice.
And leading into the main event of the evening, you had the Brazilian Terminator, Alex Pereira against Jamahal Hill. And Alex Pereira gets it done in round number 1.
Now,
Now, if you were to tell me, my boy Pereira
the way it played out.
would have told Herb Dean to hold his beer while he then prepares to serve Jamahal Hill with a left cheeseburger from Brazil that would put Jamahal Hill on his ass
with some extra sauce. Mm-hmm.
and then add the extra sauce with the fries.
Yes. Ooh.
And then
Cheese.
celebrate like that.
We started cracking up laughing during that. That was absolutely.
I would have
good.
said
It was
nah.
great. No,
Nah.
that's not happening.
To Jamahal?
No.
Nah.
No.
But let me tell you, it happened.
Eyes wide open. Another holy shit moment. 2 in a row.
Now, for that one, your boy was screaming.
Yeah, I guess he was. He was.
I was screaming for that one.
Yeah, thanks.
For that one, your boy was on his toes.
Uppercut on me. Thanks a lot, bro.
Because I'm saying when it started, I was like, all right, like Alex is really not throwing his hand. Like
Nope.
it was more just like let
me
I
just
didn't-
walk him down
I
a
didn't
little
realize the man was setting the man up.
bit.
He was setting the man up. He set him up.
Big time. Yeah.
Jamahal didn't know
Yeah.
what fucking hit him, dude.
I don't think any of us were ready for it. We were ready for it, but we weren't ready for it.
I mean,
especially
bro.
right after. Not her.
And this is why if you gonna talk shit, you best believe you better come with it.
Especially against the Brazilian.
Now I get it, like
Terminator.
Jamahal, you got to do your stuff to help hype yourself up, and
Mhm.
but you know when we're hearing that you're trying to get out the cage to come see Pereira's walkout, and you know, bro, you shouldn't be doing that kind of stuff.
No.
Bro. That's a different kind of animal,
Yeah.
bro. That's a different kind of animal, dog.
You see his look in his face when he was when
That
he got in that
man-
cage too.
My
Mhm.
man waved off Herb Dean, bro. Like you kicked
who
him in the
does
nuts. He dusted off his cup. Told Herb Dean, "Hold my beer." Hey,
Didn't even
wa-
look at him.
Hey, watch this.
Yeah. Didn't even
Watch
look
this.
at him.
He said, "Watch this," and looked at you. And yeah, bro. I mean, incredible performance. The guy is a special fucking human being,
Big time.
and it just leaves us again. I mean, in the post interview, he says he wants to go up to heavyweight. I mean, give him whatever you want.
Go ahead.
Give the man whatever he wants.
Why
bro.
you even fighting against it, UFC? Just
Tom
give it to him.
Aspinall, I saw you posted a picture. Tom, I don't know if you want that sauce.
I don't know
bro.
if you do.
I don't know.
I don't
Let
know.
somebody else take that, Tom. I like you. Let somebody else take that first, and then you could see. Because fuck me,
Who
bro.
would you want in that fight? Who would you want?
I'm going Pereira, but you know who would be interesting? Ooh, and I would be down with it if he were to make the weight, which I don't think he would be able to now because he's a little bit extra fluffy.
185.
John fucking Jones.
Ah,
If John Jones were to say, you know what, guys,
I'm not doing Stipe.
there's a guy that's tearing up the division that I tore up once.
Mm-hmm.
There's a guy out of Brazil who I think I could beat. My ears are perking up right now as I'm saying this.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, you know what, Alex Pereira, I want you. I'm coming back. I'm coming back just to beat you. And then I'm going to ride off in the
I
sunset.
would love it. I would love it, but he's at 250 something right now, bro. To drop 50 something pounds and do all that, like, and he's a fat boy and he's drinking a little bit
yeah,
too
that's what I
much
said.
too.
It's probably not going to happen. But
it's just too far
if
off in the
it were
distance.
to happen,
We'd be down in a second, in a heartbeat.
God.
That is that a bigger fight than any of
Okay.
Connor's?
Let me ask you this before I respond about the Connor question. Well, I can respond to Connor. There's no bigger fight than Connor fighting.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Like,
Okay.
respect to everybody, but what fight is everybody outside of the MMA community going to tune into?
And guys, this is this is John Jones I'm talking about.
It's
That's
a
another
Conor
reason
fight.
why I ask it.
It's
Okay.
a Connor fight.
That's a fair
Now-
question.
John Jones in his prime, does he beat Pereira?
Oh. Ooh.
That's my question.
Ooh, maybe. Maybe. You're talking about when he was fighting with DC and everything?
In his
and
prime.
getting popped?
In his prime.
He might have. He might have, because he's just so many different angles in order to be able to take him down. Like, right? He's
tough.
such a masterful
It's tough.
MMA guy. He knows how to use your strengths against yourself, such as what he did with DC.
I just don't know.
And DC even admitted, he's just so smart in the way that he fights.
I just
things he
don't know
does.
the leg kicks would pose an issue.
That would be probably the biggest problem, because John Jones has
And-
twigs and
And
Pereira
how
would just kick it.
he tries to assert the left hand. That'd be interesting for me.
Mhm.
And look, Jones could do exactly what he did to Tsarukyan. It was just take him down and fucking end it.
Yeah.
Which it could go that route.
But he's got to get past that left hook in order to be able to take him down.
And he's got to get past those legs.
Mhm.
Don't
That leg
forget,
kick.
Pereira's a kickboxer by
And
trade.
he can
So
go right up
those
the middle of that
knees,
T-kick
those
too.
knees are going to be right there too. It makes it very interesting.
And John's slowing down because he's got so much more weight in order to be able to move around that octagon. You saw his punches; they were labored, so you never know.
I kind of want Pereira to stay in light heavyweight and just clean it out. I want him to just clean everybody out. Clean everybody out.
Okay.
Just clean them out.
If he did fight UFC 301, is it Tom Aspinall or is it just? Are we going Ankalaev?
I think you probably got to go Ankalaev. You have to do what's right. You have to do what's right,
That's
and you
true.
have to give it to Magomed Ankalaev.
Yeah.
I think so.
And if he wants UFC 301, UFC give it to him. Like he does.
But
why not?
I think if he is going to fight Tom, and Dana just announced this the other day, it's Manchester.
It's got to be.
There it is.
It's got to be.
But then that's almost 3 fights back to back to back. Well, depending on when they do Manchester.
If he does a 301,
that's a lot for Pereira. I wouldn't do it.
No,
I wouldn't do it.
No. Unless he takes the time off and doesn't fight anybody and then fights in heavyweight for that. But I think he wants to do 301
to headline that Brazil card.
301, yeah.
He deserves that.
Yeah.
And I think he is going to get it. I think he's going to get it. I think he's going to get it.
I'm good with it. I hope he does.
And I hope Ankalaev is ready for it.
Yeah.
Because seeing that man fight in his own hometown in Brazil, that's going to be a different kind of energy.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be scary. Like, you talk about scary moments, that's going to be a fucking terrifying moment.
And with Pantoja on the card, too. It just makes it, levels it up just that much more.
Sign me up. Sign me up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before we conclude, there is one thing we didn't get a chance to mention because we kind of missed it when it showed on live on air.
Yeah.
Dude, shout out to the bad guy getting into the Hall of Fame, dog. The bad
Uncle
guy is in.
Congratulations.
Congrats to the guy, dude.
And that was his fight. That was the fight that got him. He himself hasn't got inducted, right? Like, that was the fight that got put into it. It wasn't like him himself getting the Hall of Fame. It was that fight.
Yeah, but now he's in.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
He's in now.
So congratulations, Uncle Chael.
That's dope. That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good. I'm happy for the guy.
Yeah.
All the shit that he talks. Fucking love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, is there any other news that dropped?
No, we don't have any fights coming up this weekend, so there is no leftovers coming up this next weekend. It's going to be 2 weeks from now. We're going to get a leftovers.
Enjoy those 2 knockouts.
Yeah, we need to digest this. I'm still thinking about it. And I've seen that post probably 100 times, maybe even more. Just looking at Max just knock him out multiple times. That's the only thing I've seen. You're going to watch the fights again.
Yeah,
I'm most likely going to try to watch them again too, for sure. The prelims because they're already recorded. So
fuck yeah. It was a good night. Good night. Great night of fights. Thank you, UFC.
Great.
Thank you, Uncle Dana.
I was actually going to say that too. Thank you, Uncle Dana, for doing it again. You pulled it out of the hat again.
He finds
again.
Good
job, my guy. The best fight in Ultimate Fighting Championship history.
Yeah, I give it that. Mm-hmm. Well, now we are going to take our due diligence and we are going to sign off as the best podcast in the UFC history. One day. But look, again, guys, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you guys liked our recap on UFC 300. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, leave a comment. You leave a comment, trust me, we will respond.
You will.
Other than that, Cariss,
we're good.
I think the MMA game is out.